What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Monday, October 7th, 2024. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Well, I hope you guys had a great weekend. I hope on Saturday you got to catch that Moon Venus conjunction, and then in the evening they were setting after the conjunction. But definitely, you know, to watch those two planets kind of in a place they don't want to be, produce so much beauty was pretty cool. And I think that's something too to just remind ourselves. It kind of reminds me of the death card in tarot, is to remember that with so much depth or different types of destruction in life, that there is beauty in there. There's beauty somewhere, whether it's in the future, whether it's in the camaraderie, different community, different levels. There's always a silver lining, and I think, especially with the moon here to start the week off in Sagittarius, it's important to try to find inspiration in whatever that silver lining is in our life, and embrace it and use it to expand and to grow. But yeah, happy Monday, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Let's take a look at the chart for this Monday. Again, that moon's in Sag. Midday, it is going to conjunct Antares, the heart of the Scorpio constellation, the big red giant. Definitely brings some more intensity. Having to deal with our stories right now. And it's interesting with Jupiter stationing, because early Wednesday morning, Jupiter is going to go retrograde in its detriment position here of Gemini. And there's a lot of different truths and information trying to enter our story. And we want to know within ourselves how to not be too stuck in different stories or different philosophies. We definitely want to be able to be expansive right now, and I think find a lot of courage to grow, and to remember it's like little things that can really be a catalyst for some really big growth, and that we don't necessarily need something huge or something that we just to just kind of change everything for us, but like those little things are special, So remember that. We're also seeing the moon make good aspects to the nodes with a sextile to the south, trine to the north. And that is really, coming off an eclipse, a solar eclipse, like a nice little reminder here about harmonizing our lives. Looking to grow and expand right now is key. And we're expanding through, I think, a lot of depth, a lot of transformation. There's definitely feelings of like, whoa, this is heavy energy, and I can feel things moving and things maybe shifting or leaving or coming. And being able to identify, I think, the best possible way to feel comfortable in our own growth. With Venus here in Scorpio, dispositing the Sun and Mercury and the South Node and Juno and Black Moon Lilith. There's a lot that's coming through this deep desire nature of Scorpio, and this intensity and this sort of, kind of deep craving and magnetism towards things, but having to really identify what is expansive in our life and what's growing us as individuals, but, and then likewise, what is taking that power? What is keeping us from the growth that we want to explore within ourselves, and build a good relationship with that, just that ability to identify what is growing, what's expansive, the little things that we can grow and expand on in our lives, and to not maybe expect everything to just boom, be, perfect or in balance right away, but to kind of start the week off with acknowledging the growth that we've already seen recently. That's, we've seen fact of, whether it was through emotion or feeling, right? People in our lives, definitely intense things about, relationship growth in our life. So it's important. Definitely seeing relationship growth with others in our life, and it's a good checkpoint to check in with ourselves and remind ourselves, like, wow, we are growing as individuals, and I'm dealing with things from a more mature perspective, as we're seeing, of course, that trine to Saturn start to separate further. Mars and Saturn, they're trine separating further, but what we do have is Venus and Mars very tight in their trine. And I might have said sextiles down there, but they're trines, of course. We've been talking about this for a while, but getting our sort of our desire nature in harmony with our emotional will right now is very important, and knowing what is is comforting us and being able to self-soothe and self-comfort by bringing our masculine energy into a place where we have to kind of deeply feel emotion, but also bringing our feminine in where it again has to deeply process what it wants, what it's capable of, how to share and to receive from others, and how to trust. But we ultimately have to really be able to trust ourselves in this story, and to always come back to ourselves and knowing that we can handle whatever we need to handle. And it's beautiful to have other people that are supportive and in that role for us, but sometimes we don't get that. And we have to be able to take care of ourselves right now in this story. And I think it can be very easy to slip into needing somebody, a partner, a friend, a guru on the internet, I don't know, to kind of be the inspiration. But I think there's something special right now about really being able to inspire ourselves for the story and for the growth that's taking place, and to be really in tune with what feelings are coming up so that we can process and grow through the transformation. And I think that that's a really beautiful thing. Of course, Mars is still squaring Mercury as that's separating, but also the Sun and Mars are just going to keep ratcheting up their square here. So there's a lot of there's a little bit of turmoil between the way we think about just finding this balance point and getting things into a place of peace, and identifying that. But we also have to go through so much depth of new things happening and changes taking place. And we want to use our will right now. So, look at this as like a lot of activation here, as Mars is the dispositor of the North Node and squaring the Sun. There's so many things that we can identify to bring more balance into our life. And we want to be accepting of that growth and not be so stuck or stagnant or dogmatic about one way that something has to look, but really just find comfort in whatever growth is for you right now, and how to identify it, make good decisions, and to keep a positive mindset, and to really, I think, look at the silver lining in our lives and be, grateful for the growth that we have made up until this point, and realize that it's helping us grow right now. It's helping us to form better relationships, to just overall relate better with others. And that's a really beautiful thing. And I think there's so many little breadcrumbs that the universe is dropping for us right now. It's just like, how present are we to pick up these breadcrumbs and to do the right thing with them, and to look at them as exactly that: growth, experience, and wisdom. And I think that, it's a beautiful thing, even though it can feel intense and kind of heavy, and maybe not the funnest thing we've ever had to do in our lives, but it's good for us. That's the main thing. By the evening, the moon's going to square Saturn, so a lot of it's about growth, right? And today can be emotionally challenging. We could be emotionally trying to grow and expand so much, And it can kind of feel like we're just getting pushed down or stop sign here, almost like we're playing red light, green light, where it's like, okay, it's go. There's things happening, and I'm learning, and I'm in a place where I see silver linings, and then it's like one more thing hits, and it's like, okay, like how many curveballs are you gonna throw at me, universe? And again, it's being able to challenge ourselves right now in a mature way and grow. And I do think that, a lot of this can come through our relationships and different relationship patterns that we've had throughout our lives so that we can be a better version of ourselves that can be the best version of ourselves that can be communicated, expressed, loved, shared, whatever, with other people. Um, but I think we got to embrace challenges right now. Embrace everything that we have to go through to continuously transform into a place within ourselves that's holding the highest capacity for growth and for expansion. And today's a great day to look at life that way and to remember all the small things, because sometimes it's the small things that we always want to overlook, but sometimes that's really the medicine, is like these little things that we do that we can look back on and pat ourselves on the back and be like, wow, I really, have come a long way, even though it was just something small. It really does add up. And that's been a big download for me that I want to share with you guys, is the little things really do add up, especially right now. And we can have a deep desire for the big, just please make everything come into alignment and be beautiful and balanced and the relationship I want. And we can't feel like we're in lack of things right now, whatever it might be, whatever thing or person we could possibly relate to. We cannot expect a thing to save us. We really need to empower ourselves for our own growth and maturity, and be responsible and accountable for the things we feel and the growth that we feel through whatever is happening. So, pretty solid Monday. In many ways, I think this is a good Monday to really be to really tap into your emotions and tap into your feelings, so that you can really understand where your true desires are and where some things that might, they might be like a pacifier, something that we're just holding around because of some sense of comfort that isn't really beneficial to our growth, and to expand past that. Even if it feels challenging or difficult, there's always a reward for doing the challenging thing. So keep that in mind. Hope you guys all have a great Monday, though. Appreciate you all very much, as always. We'll see what the tarot is. I haven't used this Dancing in the Dark tarot deck in a long time, so I'm kind of excited to give it a good shuffle and pull from it. Alright, we good. 8 of Pentacles upright. One of my favorite cards, honestly. Dedication to our craft, to our growth, to the ability within us to build, to have, to acquire what we want. And that it reminds me of, like, if you start like a trade job, you start out as an apprentice for like 4 years, right? And then you journey, you become a journeyman in your trade, and you do start to make more money, and you start to get more recognition for your craft, So I think in a lot of ways we're at a place in our journey, just as a collective, as we evolve, that we really are graduating to journeyman or journeywoman. Doesn't really matter. But the point is, we're kind of taking that next step to where it's time to really be accountable. It's time to really hold ourselves to a high level, because we've done a lot of work up until now, and it's more about mastering and integrating our work than anything else. And I think if you remember all the things that you do know and you have learned, and you really integrate and use those things, you're going to start to see a lot of reward for the work. But you gotta act and do and respond from that mature place of like knowing your craft, which in our case could just be knowing ourselves and knowing our capacities and knowing what we can do and what we can't do, but also knowing what our value is and not giving less than what our value is to ourselves, to our jobs, to our friends, our lovers, our family, but giving exactly what we have. And yeah, that's what I got for that. I love you all. I appreciate you. Have a beautiful Monday, and I'll see you all for Tuesday's horoscope. Mañana. Much love. Peace.